In today's video, we are going to have a look at what seems a simple change can have a dramatic effect on somebody's shots. We have with us Ian today, so we're gonna try to help his game hit some better shots. But Ian, when have you started playing golf?
Okay, so I played golf first about 30 years ago and then didn't play for 22 years, something like that.
What happened there?
Life.
Okay.
And around about 9 months ago, I decided to take it seriously again. My objective was to try and break 100 in my first year, which I did, and I've done that quite a few times now.
Nice.
But like most people, I've tried to do it all myself. I've never had any lessons other than feedback from friends on the course, shall we say?
Which might not be always the correct idea.
Sometimes. But I find I'm quite inconsistent.
Okay.
So like many people, I can hit, 1 minute I can hit what I think is a great shot. The next minute it's, what happened then? What did I do differently?
Okay.
It felt like I did the same thing.
Okay.
So I need to get a little bit more consistent.
Show me some shots and then we're gonna have a look. What you do good,
Okay.
what doesn't work so good.
Let's go.
We hit some shots.
Yeah.
We saw how the swing works, the shots that you hit as well. But most of the time it seems like even if the TrackMan sees that you hit after the ball,
Yeah.
the low point is after the ball,
Yeah.
most of the time you actually hit the floor before the ball.
Before
So
the
we're going to
ball.
try to improve that. If you look at the swing down the line, we look at the position.
Yeah.
And we can clearly see that your back is slightly too rounded, especially in the top part.
Yeah.
And that doesn't really allow you to turn into the backswing.
Like I said before about, I feel like I've done the same thing, but
It's completely
the
different.
inconsistency is built in.
Yeah.
So can I ask a question?
Sure.
So when you talk about the spine, because it's locked like that and I'm bending up here, I mean, I know I do have quite a hunched posture from 30 years of sitting at a desk.
Yep.
Does that stop the lower spine from
Definitely.
from rotating? Is that
It locks your whole upper body from rotating. If you look at the face on view, as we roll the video forward, you see that even when you start, your head tries to give you some freedom by moving laterally quite a lot.
so the body is compensating?
Exactly, so it's trying to help you. You can see here that your chest stopped turning and the hands are moving quite a lot.
Right. Yes.
So you got to the top of the backswing by a combination of moving the head laterally
Yeah.
to your right and then also lifting the hands. Now, in a swing, you're going to move at different amounts the head to the right, more or less, and you lift the hands more or less, which creates a whole level of inconsistency
Yeah.
because there's too many variables. So looking at the down the line view, you can see how the chest stops or slows down the turn here, and only the hands are moving up quite aggressive. And that creates different lengths of the backswing. So then the timing is wrong as well.
Right.
Therefore, the inconsistency, we saw that there are shots that go to the right side.
Yes.
Most of them, they go to the right. Some go to the left. And we see that the club head speed is very low, like 66 miles per hour with a 7. We will look to get at least 70. That would be a better number,
Yes.
which means a lot more distance. And how we're going to get that is by putting you in a better position at the setup. So basically, we're going to try to make your swing simpler, less moving parts,
Right.
less things to go wrong.
Let's go on. Yep, sounds good.
So yeah, let's have a look again at the points that you're doing in the swing and then sort of keep you away from hitting the balls a bit longer and more consistent.
Okay.
So when you take the position, as we can see, your upper back, it's hunched quite a lot. And imagine between each vertebra, there's between 2 and 3 degrees of freedom.
Right.
So when I bend over from the upper body, I use those 2 or 3 degrees of freedom. So there's going to be no more to give me into the backswing.
The tank is empty.
Exactly. So from here, if I would be to turn by using the chest, I won't be able to turn more than this. What you do in your swing to compensate for this, let's say short backswing, you're going to move your head to the right and also you're going to lift the hands. There's only one problem. When we move the head laterally, that means that I increase the potential of hitting the floor too early. That's why we see some of your shots, they are like 2 or 4 centimeters before the golf ball.
Yes.
That's when you are getting the ball to the left. So ideally, we're going to try to keep the head in a position where everything stays more centered. And then therefore, there's going to be not a variation where I'm moving the whole circle, the whole low point. Okay. So if I go with the body to the right, obviously the whole circle of the swing moved or shifted to the right. So I hit the floor too early.
Yeah.
Ideally, we're going to stay centered, and then we're going to move slightly left with the proper sequence. And that's going to guarantee that you hit the ball first, then the floor.
Okay.
Okay. How I'd like you to bend over when you take the position is, imagine the unit between the head and the shoulders. When I bend over, ideally, that structure, that unit will be exactly the same. So I'm not getting the club on the floor by hunching over, because now I'm using the flexibility of the spine. Ideally, I'm going to keep the structure and I'm going to push my hips back until the club gets on the floor. Obviously, now I get too much weight on the heels. So I'm going to push the weight forward onto the toes, like 60%, slightly bend the knees. And now I'll be in a position where I did not use any of those degrees of freedom in the spine. Therefore, I'm going to be able to turn the chest all the way to the top of the backswing without using the head to help me to create some freedom, or the hands to fake sort of the top of the backswing.
So there are less moving parts.
Exactly. So in this way, you'll be more centered, and that's going to guarantee a better strike with the golf ball.
Okay. Yeah.
So what I would like you to do, you're going to take your position, you're going to hold the club parallel with the floor, feet under the shoulders, and from here, the only way to get the club head on the floor is by pushing your hips back, sort of focus on the relationship between the head and the shoulders. You're going to bring the weight on the toes and just a little bit bend your knees. And that you should feel like the quads are more engaged to hold in position, and the glutes are a bit more engaged as well.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Let's give that a try.
Thank you.
Jump on the position and have your feet under the shoulders. Okay? Great. So you're going to hold the club parallel with the floor. Great. Awesome. Now from here, the only way the club head is going to get on the floor is by you pushing your hips backwards. Keep your eyes on the horizon as well. And now keep bending, keep bending, keep bending. Great. Okay. Now, do you feel how maybe the quads are a bit more engaged?
Yes, definitely.
And then obviously on the camera, we can see that the back now, it's a lot more straighter compared to the previous videos. Before, Ian was a lot more hunched from the upper body. So you can see how the shoulders are going more in front. But with this new position, his back is going to be slightly straighter. Have a bit more weight on the toes. It's like 60%.
Yeah.
And now because his back is straighter, he's going to be able to turn a lot better into the backswing. Just show me how the backswing will look now with this new position. Okay, so you can already hear that there's a bit more club head speed, there's a bit more noise there. Let's take the position again.
With the ball?
Without the ball.
Without the ball.
So look at the horizon, you're going to push your hips back until the club gets on the floor. Okay, that's a lot more speed now. You see, you couldn't hold the finish position because there was a lot more force generated in the club, which is great.
Good.
Let's try to hit a few shots now. You'll take the position in the same way. That was very good.
That's gone miles.
That was very good. Nice shot. So based on the changes that we did in posture, how would you describe the new swing or the sensations you have in the swing now?
It feels easier.
Okay.
It feels more consistent, but caveated with I've got to get used to it, if that makes sense. And I need to, the thing I keep forgetting is to put the weight on the
balls of the feet.
A little bit, yeah. But I don't know what the
numbers,
the scores on the doors are going to say, but it feels like it's going further and more straight.
Let's have a look at the swing now with the new position.
Okay, here goes.
We'll look here at your back. what we look for is like your natural curvature. So there's a lumbar curvature there, which now we can see it a lot easier. There's the thoracic curvature, which has to be there. Obviously, as you stood a lot of time at the computer, that had an effect on that. So
Yeah.
that curvature is going to look a bit bigger compared to other players. And then the main thing, you see there's another curvature in the cervical spine there, which means now that your spine, it's more into its natural position. So when you're standing just tall, basically we took that position and applied it into a golf posture.
Okay.
Before,
Yeah.
we're sort of mixing the vertebrae at their position to get into a golf posture using the flexibility that we had.
Understand.
So at the moment, your spine didn't use any of those degrees of freedom, which means that when you do the backswing, we should see that the chest controls more the turn, and the chest and the hands will turn more in sync. And as we play the video towards the top of the backswing, you see like the chest still slows down, but not as much. And even here, it's still rotating all the way there. Now we can see a bit more connection between the left arm and the chest. And the main thing, this is one aspect that I look at anybody's backswing, is that when you complete the backswing, the chest, hands, and the club to stop in the same time. Before, the hands were a bit going by themselves.
Right.
But now it looks like everything stops in the right time, in the same time. So everything works more like a team. So we can create a bit better.
So the timing is better.
Yeah. Looking at face on, the main thing what we're going to look for is for your head position. So as you'll go into the backswing, there's still a bit of head movement. But now what we can see is that you're rotating your head, which is the main element. So when we turn into the backswing, we don't want a shift of the head position, but we want a rotation in order to allow the chest to turn more. And you get to the top of the backswing in a position where it looks like you have enough width. So you're going to hit the ball a bit further because we create a bit more speed. And also there's less strain on the lower back to start the sequence with the lower body. If we look at the TrackMan numbers, your numbers before, let's just have a look at the averages. Club head speed 65.6, so that's quite low for a 7. And your average distance was 91 meters carry. So it's not as much. With the new position, we see that your club head speed jumped to 75.3 miles per hour.
That's quite an increase.
So for every mile per hour we increase the swing speed, potentially we can gain 3 yards. Distance-wise, we increased your average to 122 meters from 91.
So that's 30%.
That's 30 meters, which is
30%.
exactly.
Wow.
So
Okay.
we gained a lot more club head speed just because your body, it's in a better position to rotate without having to slow down because there's strain in the body. So now you can swing more freer. Probably that's why you said that it feels more free.
Yeah.
Because you actually...
Because it is.
Okay, yeah. And then we can gain a lot more distance as well. And then if you look at the whole map, the faded blue dots, those are the shots before. But now, see how the dispersion got a lot better.
That's quite a tight grouping, isn't it?
Yeah, and like this, you're going to be a lot more consistent with your shots on the course because you know how far actually each club is going to make the ball fly. So how was that experience for you?
That was really good. So first of all, thank you, Radu, for your
You're
time
very
today.
welcome.
So that was my first formal lesson or coaching, if you like,
Okay.
which has brought home to me. We all know golf is an incredibly difficult game. It looks simple, but it isn't. But it just shows you what some fairly small changes can bring some pretty dramatic improvements in terms of the numbers you just quoted for the club speed and the average carry. So I guess my task now is to take that out onto the course, embed it into my game so that it feels natural, and then come back with my wildly inconsistent driver.
Okay, so then the next
See if
video
we can.
is going to be a driver video. We'll have to make that better in order to get you to break 90 consistently.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give us a comment, let us know your thoughts, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.